Hey guys, Cody here from the local home team. June 2020 has come to an end. This means that Q3 is finished, the year is half over, it's half begun depending how you look at it, and I want to take a look at the numbers. What is the Windsor-Essex real estate market doing first half of 2020 now that we're 6 months into it? And how has the coronavirus affected the real estate market? How has a global pandemic affected our local real estate market in Windsor-Essex County? So let's dive into the numbers. First, we're going to take a look at the month. 2019 compared to 2020, and then we're going to look at year to date, what that looks like 2019 versus 2020. Okay, so number of listings are down over 7%, number of sales are down about 3.5%, and the average sale price has climbed a crazy 21% to $406,000. And we've never seen, this is uncharted territory. We haven't seen an average sale price month of over $400,000 before in Windsor-Essex County in the residential real estate market, to my knowledge. How this has affected our year-to-date numbers: number of listings are down almost 17% year-to-date. The number of sales are down almost 18.5% to date. However, the average sale price has climbed steadily. We're almost at 15% now, and we're coming in at $382,500 approximately is our average sale price year-to-date. And again, June really brought those numbers up at an average sale price of $406,000. So there's a pandemic happening. The number of listings are actually down almost 20%. The number of sales are down almost 20%. How on earth does it make sense that the prices are climbing? And there's a few real simple explanations to that. So one is the months of inventory ratio. It is the lowest that I have ever seen it. June 2020 had 882 listings, 649 sales. At the time of the reporting, there was a little bit more listings than what was actually done during the month of June. And it gave us a months of inventory ratio of less than 1.5. And I've never seen the number that low before. So what that means is we are in the lowest supply market we have ever seen, which can be fine and dandy, but the demand has to overpower that supply in order to create that such a low rate of ratio. So why is the demand so strong, especially amidst a pandemic? I think it comes down to three things. So one, if you look at our most active price range during the month of June 2020, it was the 420 to 550K price range. Normally that's not our biggest mover and shaker. Normally it would be below that value. So what I think we're seeing happening here is families are getting cooped up at home. They might be off work, they might be working from home, and realizing the house is starting to look pretty small. Maybe it's time to start looking for a big one. So what's happening is it's the move up price category. They're selling their first or second home and buying their third home, a home that they plan to stay in a long time that's got more room for the family. Another thing that's happening is the GTA buyers are back down here again, and I would say at a rate that we haven't seen since 2017. 2018 and 2019 there was a lot of Toronto area buyers down here, but that has increased substantially in 2020 compared to the prior 2 years, similar to what we saw in 2017. Another thing that's happening is the price of new construction. Trades, labor, land, they're all going up in value. I would say at probably a greater rate than residential real estate in the resale market. So what's happening is when the new construction cost rises past a rate that most people can afford, naturally the resale market's going to follow by rising, because usually the resale market's going to be a little bit cheaper than the new construction market, but we're seeing new construction exceed that quite a bit. So we got GTA buyers here, we got families moving up, and we got cost of construction on a pretty steady rise from all aspects, not just the land, not just the trades, not just the materials. All three of them are going up at a high rate, which in turn brings up the resale market also. The number of listings, again, we're looking at these down year-to-date 17%, and the reason that that's happening, in my opinion, is because of the older citizens. So obviously this pandemic has affected the higher age categories in a more substantial rate, and I think it's created some fear. So I think what's happening is they're hunkering down, they're staying in their home, they're not wanting to move, they're not wanting to go out and look at new homes, and in turn their current home is not getting listed, and the number of sales follow that because there's just not as many homes to look at. But clearly we're seeing that a lot of people want to keep moving, and that's why the price has creeped up. So people aren't listing their homes, lots of people are wanting to buy their homes, naturally demand rises and the price is going to follow. So that's what we've seen so far. I hope that you've enjoyed this presentation, try and give you a little bit of a handle on what's happening in our residential real estate market here in Windsor-Essex. It's going to be really exciting to see what happens the rest of 2020, but thankfully our market has not collapsed. We haven't seen anything suffer as a result of this pandemic, and I hope that that trend continues, but we'll monitor it closely. Thanks so much for watching.